Here is an example of creating a user-defined function add, in which we will create a function add, which is known as user-defined function. So what you will do, what do you mean by add? Add means just add of two variables or more than two and so on. So we are taking a very small program here in which I have defined two variables n1 and n2 in function add, and this function I have defined as int type, where I have defined the sum of these two variables in n1 and n2, where n1 and n2 are known as formal parameters or formal arguments which I am using in this function. Here I am returning the value of sum, which says that the function return type is integers, so we will return the integer value of sum passed to these numbers. Now here is a main program start, in which I have defined var1 and var2. These two variables are actual parameters, in which var1 will denote n1 and var2 for n2. So printf enter two number and scanf for percentage with address of var1 and var2. Then I have stored the result of int res variable, in which I am calling function add and adding of these two actual parameters, and these two actual parameters are calling through add functions, so they will call the value of n1 and n2. So we can say that when we call a function, we need integer variable to hold the return value of this function. So finally I will print the value of this result and close the program. Next is another example. Already we have done this program to check the number is prime or not using function this time. Before this we have used to check the prime number or not, we use mathematical formula, but this time we are using it with the help of function. With like previous, we have not defined any variable in any function which will call the value of prime is. So here I have defined the function int prime, in which I have taken variable n and another variable I, and c equals to 0. C equals to 0 means we have already defined this in the program of prime number or not, that if c value is equal to 2, then we can say that the number is prime. If it is not equal to 2, then we can say that the number is not prime. The concept we have already discussed in previous lecture. So I is the variable which will used in for loop to the number for which I am checking the number is prime or not. N is what? The number user is providing to check the number is prime or not. So what was the condition? I is equal to 1, I less than equal to n, and I plus plus. It will start the loop of the value 1 and up to that number. If n mod I is equal to 0, then we'll give increment this value c. If it is not, then we'll not give increment to this value and will go again to the loop up to that number. And what does this will function prime return? It will return the value of c, which I am using in main function. So come here now, main function, what it will do? I have defined here variable k and num. With the help of printf and scanf, will enter a number to which I want to check, and this number I will store in a variable k with the help of function prime. It means whatever the number I am using here to check the number is prime, I will call this number with the help of function prime, and that will check the value of c, and which will store in variable k. Now if k is equal to 2, simply it's calculating the value of c from the function prime. If it is 2, then prime. If it is not, then it is not prime. Done. In next lecture we'll discuss about types of function. So